What is going on, YouTube people? You just gotta love it. You have got to love it. The absolute incompetence out of Panini is insane. Absolutely insane. I haven't even done a video on the whole quality control on Kabooms, the Wemby specifically. I'll probably hit on that in the market update. But this news circulated around yesterday. I reached out to PSA to confirm. There was some screenshots floating around on Twitter. PSA is not grading 2023 Optic Football at the moment. You may or may not know, Optic Football released in its retail form. There's been blaster boxes on shelves for probably close to 2 to 3 weeks now. It's been out and about. Hobby has not released yet. And Panini has not put out a checklist yet. So PSA is not willing to grade it because there is no checklist, because they're not 100% sure what's all in the set. They reached out to Panini and said, hey, can we get a checklist? They did not respond. Oh, you really can't make this stuff up sometimes. You printed the product already. You printed it. It is sitting on shelves. I could go buy it right now. Well, not off the shelf, but I could buy it off my local retail flipper. If I really wanted it that bad, I could go buy a blaster box for 60 or 70 bucks. You clearly know what's in the set. The hobby boxes come out very, very soon. I forget the actual release date. Those things have to be made and packaged up by now, which means you know what's in the set. How the hell do you not have a checklist yet? In my opinion, and who the hell am I? There should have to be a checklist out prior to, even if it's a day prior to. I know Topps, they push it and sometimes it doesn't come out till the day of product release. But at least the day of product release at minimum should be a checklist publicly available. Now, if product air quote gets out early, which, I don't know if this did or didn't, that shouldn't matter. Then put the checklist out. You clearly have the checklist done. If you don't have the checklist done, that's actually scarier. Because here's the real problem. Well, there's multiples. One, it now causes this nonsense. And this isn't PSA's fault at all. This is all on the idiocy of Panini in its current state of things. You think that they just can't one-up things and then they do something stupider. And listen, Fanatics is no perfect company either. They've done plenty of nonsense too, but at least they could get a checklist out the day the product releases. The problem here is people are buying up retail and running breaks on this. You're going out to buy the product off the shelf even. You don't know what's actually in there. You can make some assumptions, but especially for a break, how are you supposed to buy into a team when you don't actually know what's all available? What if there's no quote unquote hits for a particular team? What if some random player has a downtown or some other case hit that you don't even know exists? Or maybe there's something else, maybe there's something in there that nobody knows even exists. I mean, the host of problems of not having a checklist and buying into breaks or just buying product off the shelf. If, and this is a big if, I don't know that this would ever happen. If regulation was ever to come, I would think this would be like a red flag thing. Actively selling product without a checklist, people actively buying into a break, and you actually have no idea what's even possible to hit. You can make some assumptions. You can assume a Stroud Optic Hollow is in there somewhere. You might not open it, but you can assume that's on the checklist. It's not so much about that stuff. It's about how many different parallels are there. What's the case hits? Who's on the super short print insert checklist? That sort of stuff. Is there some team that, has someone that they wouldn't normally have? All that sort of nonsense plays into it. PSA did say if you've sent stuff already, or if you do send stuff, that they will give you the option to hold on to it until they get the checklist and they can grade it. Once again, I reached out to them this afternoon to confirm that what was going around the old Twitter sphere was indeed accurate. Oops, I always do that on Instagram and click the wrong thing. This was the email that someone got back from the customer service department. As of right now, the official checklist is set to be released in late June. You have to know what's on the checklist. You printed the damn product. How do you not know what's there? How long does it take you to sit down on an Excel spreadsheet and whip up a checklist? You want to talk about senioritis, massive case of it here out of Panini, just completely mailing things in. They, to the best of my knowledge, you remember when all the duplicate 101s happened and the Panini stuff was thrown into that as well? They've never responded to that. Case hit kabooms out of Crown Royal, their biggest hit possible. Like 80 of them have been graded, none of them above a PSA 8. Like, what are we really doing? And then they charge out the butt for product. And I can already hear why are you so hard on Panini? The Fanatics, they're the devil. They might be. You know what? They very well might be. But this is, I haven't seen Fanatics do anything like this. And like I said, Fanatics has done plenty of stupid stuff I don't agree with, and there's videos of it on the channel. If Panini actually did something good, I would do a video praising them for it if they came out with something that was actually positive, but I have yet to see them do that in years. The fact that you cannot get a checklist together and you are actively selling product on shelves, and this isn't just like some mom and pop, this is Target and Walmart. And both of them have it. And both of them use two different distributors. Walmart uses MJ Holdings for most of their stores. Target uses Excel. So it's not like one of them broke the street date and one didn't. You guys did the same thing with Prism. I think you do it on purpose, to be quite honest, because it helps drive sales for hobby. Because people see how much the retail wax is selling for, because the supply is super limited, because you only let certain SKUs out. And then it drives up the price of the singles because inventory is limited. So now you have this basically month-long pump and dump because of short supply, because the full print run's not released yet. You release 10% of the print run 2 months or a month before hobby boxes come out. Everyone's like, oh my God, CJ Stroud Optic Hollows are going for X amount of money. This is selling for that amount of money. Holy smokes, this is absolutely crazy. I need to run to David Adams and buy as much of this as I possibly can. And then what happens? The full print run releases and the prices tank. It gets artificially inflated for a longer period of time. Usually singles crash immediately post-release. You got like a week window there, and then it starts coming down quick because all the supply hits the market. Well, when you only release a fraction of the print run, that doesn't happen. So prices stay inflated, stay high. That drives more demand for the boxes. And then guess what? The same thing ends up happening. It just takes a little bit longer. In the meantime, they got to sell more product. This is 2 times in a row now with flagship product that this has happened. Prism and now Optic. And across 2 different sports in Prism. Can we get a checklist, please? Is it really that difficult? So, if you hit something monstrous, you might want to hold off on sending it to PSA, or send it to PSA and just know that it might take a little bit longer to get back to normal. Late June is, I guess it's really not as far away as I thought it would. In my mind, late June sounds very, very far away. And then I realized that it is late May. And we are almost in June. This year is flying. So that's all I got. As always, curious for your thoughts and comments down below. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.